What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I would like to talk about defensive coordinator Dean Pees. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you'll know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content. Hit that like button for your boy. If you would like to follow your boy on Twitter, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can donate to my Cash App, which is the $ Jew Talk Sports. And if you would like to be a part of my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that join tab here on the channel. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So as I mentioned in today's video, I want to talk about defensive coordinator Dean Pees and if Dean Pees can build a great defense here in Atlanta. Dean Pees did do an interview today with 92.9 The Game on the radio this morning. And he talked about the Falcons need to build a great defense. And I definitely think that Dean Pees is the right man for the job. Dean Pees does know what championship defense looks like and championship football, what it looks like. He is a coach that's been in the NFL for many, many moons. He's a guy who coached the likes of the Ray Lewises and that Baltimore Ravens defense, the Ed Reeds of the world with that Baltimore team, Terrell Suggs that was on that Baltimore roster. He also coached in New England under Bill Belichick as their defensive coordinator as well. And he coached the likes of Teddy Bruschi, Rodney Harrison, Asante Samuel, and those guys, those great Hall of Fame players of those New England Patriots teams. So Dean Pees is a guy who's won a lot of football games, has coached a lot of great defensive players and a lot of Hall of Fame players. And I definitely think that Arthur Smith made the right choice when he asked Dean Pees to be the defensive coordinator of this Atlanta Falcons defense. Now that the Falcons are kind of in rebuild mode or retool mode, and now that they're entering this draft and we have a number of picks in this upcoming draft, I definitely think that Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith are going to speak to Dean Pees and, bring him to the table and put their minds together and put their ideas together. And I definitely think that they should consult Dean Pees because he's been around the game and he knows what great defensive talent looks like. We know in this last regime, when we had Dan Quinn and we had Thomas Dimitroff as the GM, they didn't do a good job of building the trenches. I put majority of that on TD or on Thomas Dimitroff for not choosing the right players and not building the Atlanta Falcons defense the correct way and building this franchise and this team the right way as far as the defensive side of things go. But I do think with this new regime being here with Dean Pees, like I said, because of his experience, because he's won championships, he knows what great defense looks like. He knows that everything starts in the trenches. And I expect in this draft for the Falcons to go out and draft heavy on the defensive line. I do believe that they're going to go for bigger, stronger players in the trenches. I don't believe this Falcons team is going to be those smaller defensive linemen and just quick defensive linemen. I really think that they're going to beef up this Atlanta Falcons defense, and we're going to see a lot more physical style of football moving forward with this new regime. But when they spoke to Dean Pees today in the interview, he talked about changing the mindset of this Atlanta Falcons team, changing the mindset of the fan base. A lot of the media and things of that nature, they always talk down about the Atlanta Falcons. Ever since that 2016 Super Bowl, the Falcons are looked at as an organization or looked at as a team that blows leads and things of that nature. And Dean Pees is trying to change that narrative. Him, Terry Fontenot, and Arthur Smith, they're trying to build a winning culture here in Atlanta. He talked about that a little bit in his interview with 92.9 The Game today about changing the mindset of these players. He talked about football is basically not only about coaching, but it's also about having the players that can execute what the coach is asking the players to do. And he basically stated, without having great players, you're not going to be able to win in this league. So I definitely expect the Falcons to go into this draft and bring in more impact players on both offense and defense. But Dean Pees is a guy who's very humble. He understands that he is a great coach, but he understands that you need the Ray Lewises of the world. You need the Ed Reeds, and you need Hall of Fame players to be able to win championships. So I definitely think that the Falcons are going to go in defensive heavy and bring in a lot more players on the defensive line that can impact rushing the passer and shutting off the run and stopping the run. He talked about us last year being the worst team in the league when it came to sacks and things of that nature. And he talked about our defense being predicated on bringing pressure and putting pressure on opposing quarterbacks. That's something that's huge in Dean Pees' defense for years. That's his bread and butter, is blitzing and putting pressure on the quarterback and putting pressure on the pocket and also stopping the run. And I definitely think moving forward, I think the Falcons team is going to be a lot better on the defensive side of things. I think in this draft, we're going to go out and bring in, like I said, those impact guys in the trenches. That's going to make the difference. Last year, I believe the team had less than 20 sacks, which is ridiculous for a team total. I believe the stat was we had 10 less sacks or 10 fewer sacks than the team that was above us, which I think was the Philadelphia Eagles. I believe they had 20 some sacks. We only had like 15 to 18 sacks on the season last year. So I definitely expect this defense to improve over the next couple years. And I definitely think that Dean Pees is the man for the job to build a great defense here in Atlanta. Like I said, he has the championship experience. He's been around Hall of Fame players. He's coached Hall of Fame players, and he's been a part of winning organizations. And he talked about the Falcons changing the narrative of being a team that wins consistently, not being one of those teams that, you know, the laughing stock of the NFL, being one of those teams where they talk about that Super Bowl that we blew in 2016 and kind of being the laughing stock of the league. So I'm definitely looking forward to what Dean Pees can do with this defense. I'm definitely looking forward to this draft. I'm very intrigued to see what direction this Atlanta Falcons team goes in, especially with the top pick in the draft. Are we going to see a Jordan Davis come off the board at 8? Because the Falcons have been notorious for taking offensive talent in the first round, especially under Thomas Dimitroff. We've been notorious for, taking the Calvin Ridleys when we reached years ago. Even though Calvin Ridley is a great talent, we've been known for taking offensive talent at the top of the draft. So I'm definitely interested to see if they value the defensive, ends, the edge rushers in this draft, if they value Jordan Davis as that top pick in this draft. Because, we know in our past, we haven't been a team that went after defensive tackles and defensive linemen. Other than Tat McKinley and Vic Beasley, we really haven't been known for, bringing in the best talent on the defensive side of the ball as far as in the trenches. So I'm definitely looking forward to see what Arthur Smith, Terry Fontenot, and Dean Pees, what they can do. But you guys let me know what you think of Dean Pees. Do you think that Dean Pees is the man for the job? Do you think that the Atlanta Falcons defense this season will improve? And do you think that we have what it takes? Does Dean Pees have what it takes to shake this defense up and, get this team back on championship level and competing at a high level? But with that being said, this has been your boy Jew. I'll holler at you guys in the next video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. Peace.